it's me again. I'm Lena and I'm from the Healthcare Landscape group. In this video, I'll be talking about my main video, which is how does the muscular system and the skeletal system works together. Now, in this video, I'm going to talk about three main parts. The first part is the functions of the muscular system. The second part is the skeletal system functions. And the third part is how does the muscular system work with the skeletal system. So let's get started with our first part, which is the functions of the muscular system. Now, the muscular system have four main functions that plays a role in the musculoskeletal system, which is the system that the muscular system and the skeletal system makes up. So it is called the musculoskeletal system. So the muscular system plays a role, four main parts. There's the movement, posture, protection, and blood support, transport. So firstly, for the movement, the muscles help to contract and relax the muscles, pulling on the bones to generate motion and also generate force and create movements. So that is the first one, which is movement. That is the primary, the function that we think of when we associate muscles. That is the function that we associate with when we think of muscles. So that is movement. Next is posture. Now, muscles continuously contract to maintain posture and resist the constant pull of gravity. Now, this is a type of contraction. And this is isometric contraction. It's the contraction that helps us to stay in posture, helps us to hold something still, not moving, not contracting, not eccentric contraction or concentric contraction. So the muscle fibers do not change in length, and that is posture. Next is protection. Well, muscular tissue helps to act as a cushion for the internal organs, especially the part of our digestive system, because in that part there aren't any bones to help protect it, as in the ribs and upper body. But in the lower body, there aren't any type of bone protection that helps to shield it against external forces. So the muscle, that's where muscular tissue comes in and cushion that area, block that area off, and helps to act as a pillow for those internal organs. Next is blood transport. Muscles, specifically smooth muscles, helps to circulate blood throughout the body by pumping it against the force of gravity up and pumping it down. When it pumps down, it has the help of gravity, but when it pumps up, it has to use its force to move that blood up. So that is blood transport. So that is all for the functions of the muscular system. Next is for the skeletal system. Now, the skeletal system also has four main functions, but it's different. Firstly is support, and so bones provide the body's framework that helps to support the body's weight and also maintain its shape. So that is the support, the first function, which is support. Next is protection. So like the muscular system, it helps to protect the vital internal organs. For example, the ribs helps to protect the heart and the lungs. The skull helps to protect the brain and other things as well. So it acts like a rigid framework for the muscles to cushion, but then also it's like the outer rigid framework for the house, like the brick layer of the house, to help to shield it from external forces, like I said before. There's also movement. So bones act as levers that muscles pull on to create movement, at the joints. So for example, as you can see here, there's the origins and insertion, but I only get this picture because of the biceps and the bones here, humerus, radius, and ulna. So as you can see, there's the insertion and the origin. So these are tendons. And let's recall, what are tendons? Well, tendons are they are tissue, cartilage tissue that helps to connect bones to the muscular tissue. So As you can see, when the muscle contracts, when it shortens, it will pull on the tendon, which will then pull on the bone and create movement, which is flexion and extension, as you can see there. That is for movement. Lastly, there's the blood cell production, which inside the bone, we've talked about this before, I've talked about this before. Inside the bone, there's that red bone marrow. And that bone marrow within some of the bones is responsible for creating new blood cells, like white blood cells and red blood cells, as well as other components in bones as well. So that is the functions of the muscular and the skeletal system. Next, I'm going to talk about how does the muscular system work with the skeletal system. But before that, I want to talk to you about the key components of the muscular skeletal system. So firstly, there's the bones, which act as a support and protection for, and also attachment for the muscles. There's also muscles, which helps to contract to cause force, and there's tendons, which connects muscles to bone, cartilage, which are at the ends of long bones to make sure that they don't slide against each other, because that will be really painful. There's also ligaments, which helps to connect bone to bone and stabilize joints as well. So that is the key components. So let's move on to how does the muscular system work with the skeletal system. So there are 5 main ways that they work together. The first one is attachment, which bones and muscles attach to each other via tendons. I've already showed you that picture of the origin and the insertion. So those are examples of tendons. Next is contraction and pulling. When a muscle receives the signal from the brain, the muscle contracts and shortens. This contraction pulls on the tendon, which then pulls on the bone to create motion. So that is the contraction and pulling. Next is movement. The pulling force moves the bones at the joints, which creates movement. For example, the biceps contract and pulls on the tendon. I have this picture right here. The biceps contract, pulls on the tendon, and then the ulna and the radius are pulled towards that biceps, pulls toward the body, and pulls the forearm and then bends the arm. So that is contracting biceps. There's also support and shape. The skeletal system provides a rigid framework, which gives the body its shape and provides stable structure for muscles to act upon. So the muscles in our ribs, like I said before, the muscles in our ribs and our body, particularly the appendicular skeleton, I think I remember that, but I'm not sure. So I think that the appendicular system, the skeleton is where most of our bodies is. So there's the ribs, and yeah, there's the backbone as well. Helps to give the body a shape and provides protection. So that is support and shape. Next and last is protection. The bones act as a structure, while the muscle act as cushioning for the internal organs. Like I said before, these two have the same protection and also movement. So as you can see, so those are the ways that the muscular system and the skeletal system work together. Now, I want to show you a final picture, which is the structure of the skeletal muscle. Now, as you can see, this is the bone, and here's the tendon I've talked about, and this is the muscle fibers. So as you can see, the tendon helps to connect the bone to the muscle. And yeah, that is how they are connected, how bones and tendons are connected. So remember, tendons connect bone to muscle. Ligaments helps to connect bone to bone. So don't forget that. And I want to end this video with a little fun fact. Did you know that the hyoid bone, the bone here, is special because it's the only floating bone in the body, which means that it's not connected to any bone. It's not part of any joint, but that means that it is held in place by ligaments. cartilage and also muscles. So it is held in place by ligaments, cartilage, and muscles, not connected to any bone and not part of any joint. So that is the fun fact for today, and that also wraps up the end of my main video. I hope that you learned something new from this video or just review some of the things that you have learned. Thank you again, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye!